two occasions that we have. The last time India were whitewashed at home, again I'm putting it into context, there was nothing but social media. You have a Prime Minister now into his third term. He wasn't even the Chief Minister of Gujarat at the time when India was last time whitewashed on home turf. In these times, my mind goes back to someone like Steve Waugh.
Got on the inside and played that wonderfully well. The fielder needs to work hard to stop that.
I remember majority of my
good throw from the deep, bang on target.
Steve Waugh used to keep talking about one fact, that his ultimate dream was to conquer the final frontier. You know what the final frontier was? To win a test series in India, because that was considered impossible. Here's a captain of Australia
Classic
that has won everywhere on the planet, who has won World Cups as well.
Absolute beauty of a catch. Divine diving
single
catch.
series in India. Unfortunately for him, he retired without having fulfilled his dream. This I'm telling our viewers so that they know how tough it was to win a series at home. And now you've lost three. After that series, it was had a
Green will want to make a good start. Otherwise, it'll be a very long walk back to the pavilion.
Completely, not a single draw on those occasions. So I think if this isn't the lowest point in Indian cricket, then I don't know what is. And
terrible
probably the guardians of the game, the custodians of the game, that is the BCCI, will have to put their heads together and come up with a solution if they want to stem the flow of such disappointing performances that we've seen in the recent past.
Nikhil there, not rinsing his words at all. I'm also joined by Rajdeep side by side now. Great passion for cricket. He's smiling, but I'm sure it's not
played and missed
performance at this time. But I have to ask you, so exactly what I asked Nikhil, is this the worst performing Indian test coach that we have seen? Even worse than Jeff Saturday?
You know, I'm going to be very cautious about blaming an individual here.
Misses everything.
Something seriously wrong with Indian test cricket. I think that's where it's done. You can find Gautam Gambhir. It's not going to change the point. The fact is, so now, Indian cricket is now only about white ball and about IPL. It's about bringing in the crowd from a short, limited overs format. 5-day cricket is being lost because our skills at 5-day cricket are being lost because of the competition with who will be sold for how many crores at IPL auction. So Gautam Gambhir is not, when your patient is in on ventilator, can you really make him recover?
Thinks of a ball, nearly caught the edge.
I don't think so. This goes beyond Gautam Gambhir. This goes to the heart of what is structurally wrong with the way Indian cricket is organized.
Nikhil got convinced by what you were saying, sir. Nikhil got convinced.
Fantastic pull shot, got inside the line and rode the bounce well.
I don't agree. Yes, Gautam Gambhir needs to be made more accountable as to separately and others as well. What is the role of the selectors? What is the role of the BCCI?
Drives it into the covers. Looks like that's going all the way.
Just sheer power off the back foot. They need to worry about running.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball. It'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
What importance do you give Ranji Trophy? Why do you have teams?
Great delivery, beat the outside edge.
When you score 600 runs, but then you score 200 in a proper match against the test, right? The entire structure of Indian cricket is geared, I repeat,
tries it, complete miss.
And you're even selecting teams based on the...
So that's the criticism again, Gautam Gambhir. He's been criticised for picking up very IPL-style cricketers even for test cricket.
Lovely sound off the bat, beats the infield, maybe 4.
Well, that one's for the textbook. Stands tall on top of the bounce, and a lovely flick of the wrist at the end.
You played 2 WTC finals. You've been the #1 test team during that same phase. The biggest difference that we've seen in the last 12 months.
Boundary last ball, what's to come this delivery, I wonder.
I go back to the time where Virat Kohli was captain. Your best bowlers playing for the team.
Oh, that's nice. Good defence.
For the team. That is a decision that is not, at a macro level, that is wrong with Indian cricket. Indian cricket was still producing good enough players to win in first class cricket. It has only happened in the last 12 months where you now begun to take players from the IPL into the test team. That's not to say that players are not playing Ranji Trophy cricket. I can name 4 players right now that have been playing Ranji Trophy cricket and have been getting runs non-stop for you. But the fact of the matter is that they're not in your team. Mohammad Shami is playing Ranji Trophy. He's saying he's a match winner, the program match winner. He doesn't get into the team. There are multiple spinners who is a number one spinner. He retired properly. You know why? Because there is a point underneath regime in Australia. So you are playing Washington at Ravichandran Ashwin. Why? Because you play a bowler who can
probably managed to prevent 4
come for a
runs.
run. You know Washington Sundar plays the IPL. He's not even a bowler in his IPL franchise. He plays with a playing batter. The one who's won South Africa Test match is Simon Harmer. He's playing Test cricket well. Not because he can get runs. He's the best up-spinner in South Africa. Are you playing your best up-spinner in England? That is the question that the management needs to answer. There's nothing wrong with IPL. There's nothing wrong with having specialists who play T20 cricket. You talking about Nitish Kumar Reddy as an average of 20 in first-class cricket, in white-ball cricket. You can't put him and he plays first-class cricket. Samir Sarkar given 67 average, 6 out. Sheikh Rashid is another player who's getting runs, 6 out. You don't look at him. Baba Afrika is another player who gets runs. You don't pick him. Why? Because you need players from white ball.
Drew the drive and beat the outside edge.
That have come into this Indian team in the last few months. This is IPL performance. So IPL is not the problem. The problem is the people who are picking these players to come and play. The structure of Indian cricket is healthy. It will continue to produce match-winning players in Test match cricket. You can be the best Test team on the planet. You were very a short while ago. The problem is you changed your mantra. Your best Test team in the world.
Went for the drive, but missed.
Do they play bits and pieces cricket? No. After that, Australia won the WTC. Nathan Lyon is the best spinner. He plays for Australia. If Nathan Lyon was an Indian, he wouldn't play because he cannot contribute with the bat. Today, South Africa has the best team in the world. Stella Bogina is a test specialist. He plays. He does not play IPL. He doesn't play anything. That's why they have him as captain. But we will make our captain very well touched about it. I'll quickly let Rashid respond to that question.
We are not disagreeing with each
Driven
other.
through cover. Just the one.
You and I on the same stage, I am also saying, if you are going to make IPL the criteria for selecting a Test team, and please understand that selected, Gautam Gambhir is not the sole selector. There are selectors or not in this team. There is Ajit Agarkar.
Good shot, a beauty.
What is the reason why is the criteria changed? That you are choosing people like a side. I don't want to name individuals because the entire team flopped, but the fact is you are choosing people on their IPL form and you are not choosing.
Does very well to quickly get across to this one.
Let's also be clear. In the last few years, we lost 5 legendary cricketers who would have rushed into most Indian teams in any era. I think
why is that? That's also been said in moments.
Misses, and how did that not hit?
That's correct. And also, if you go back to the selection, he talks about Ajit Agarkar, who was a selector from 2023. Rajdi, if you played a WTC final from there, the same chairman of selector has been there for 2 years. Why is it in the last 12 months that he's been a big shift?
Gautam Gambhir is the one selecting the Indian team.
I don't know. I think that
dug that out well.
Are you telling me that all these breaks of the game left because of Gautam Gambhir? If you have information that they left because of Gautam Gambhir, then certainly Gautam Gambhir needs to be held accountable. I agree with you. But the fact is,
Edge.
let the BCCI...
Fielder collects that one, no problem.
BCCI is not transparent. BCCI does not tell me why players
Trying to get the pressure on now. Great ball last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot.
How is the wicket to be prepared? Who is giving instructions to the curator?
Nice, solid defensive shot.
If this is being done by Gautam Gambhir, then the blame lies at Gautam Gambhir's door. I agree with you. However, if this is not just...
Can you review my mutual fund portfolio? You can do it on your own.
जब नीचे आता होता तो आपसे थोड़ी पूछता ऐश की बात में सभी लोगों का हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। मैं झारखंड अपने राज्य शहर राज्य में, और वजह ये है कि वनडे सीरीज शुरू होने वाली है, लेकिन काम तो सब किसी का भाई क्रिकेट गुवाहाटी में जो हुआ वो मतलब समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि भाई इतनी बड़ी क्रिकेट डिफीट रन के अगर गेम की बात करें टीम या हारी आते हैं।
सबसे पहले मैच के बारे में बात करने से पहले आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ, आप टेस्ट मैच देखने क्यों नहीं है?
There is an almost tangible fervour throughout the crowd at the moment.
मैच देखने के मैं जाना चाह रहा था, मीडिया के पास गैप काफी ज्यादा नहीं था, तो मैंने थोड़ा सा बॉडी रिचार्ज किया और उसके वजह से करके गया। तो मेरे को भी फ्री फॉर्मेट है ना, वर्कलोड मैनेजमेंट के लिए खुद करना पड़ता है।
बट आज का दिन में आप ब्राजील का ये जो जैकेट है वो पहन के आया है, फुटबॉल का वर्ल्ड कप और टेस्ट मैच का क्या संबंध है विनोद भाई, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया। आप भी कभी कभी ऐसा कुछ चीज करते, जैसे हमारा बैटिंग लाइनअप कर रहा है वैसे आप भी करते जा रहे हैं। ठीक है, बताओ, सवाल है कुछ पूछने के लिए, क्योंकि मुझे जवाब ढूंढने के लिए ना मैं बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ रहा है। जवाब पूछना बहुत मुश्किल है, कहाँ से ढूंढते मतलब डिसअपॉइंटिंग है ऑनेस्टली। कहाँ से शुरू करें
चलिए मैं इससे शुरू करता हूँ जो मैं आपको जानना चाहता हूँ। तो ऑब्वियसली इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम में हमने क्या था, कई बार क्या होता ना, और क्या हम लोग बचपन से सीखते आ रहे हैं, हम होम चीज को बड़ा सेकंड फॉर ग्रांटेड दिया, इससे तो चलती रहेंगी, ऐसे होता है। मतलब घर में जितना हम लोग अगर एक देश में जितना ये वो घर में हम लोग लिटिल भी करते कई बार मतलब रिस्क ऑफ आपको लगता है 7 मैच में 5 मैच हारे हैं 1969 के बाद 7 मैच होम मैचेस में 5 मैच हारे हैं। लास्ट टाइम 1969 में हुआ था।
बहुत सारे ऐसा चर्चा हो रहा है कि किसके ऊपर ये ब्लेम करेंगे, बट थोड़ा सा ध्यान लगाना होगा। आपने बताया कि हम टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड करते हैं, खेलने का वक्त में तो ऑब्वियसली बोल नहीं सकता था, बट अभी मैं थोड़ा बोलने का कोशिश करता हूँ, जितना अच्छे तरीके से बोलने की कोशिश करता हूँ अभी करूँगा। द पॉइंट इज, अगर बॉल घूमेगी, बॉल विकेट से अगर बॉल घूमेगी उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि पिच से बॉल घूम रही है, बॉलर किस तरह से बॉल डालती है उसके हिसाब से बॉल। ठीक है, हम गलत मान लेते हैं कभी कभी, बॉल घूमते हैं ना हम लोग ये तो टर्नर है, आराम से हम लोग जीत जाते हैं, इजीली कर लेते हैं, ये सारे शो। इसका पूरे रीजन है साइमन हार्पर, और हम साइमन हार्पर थोड़ा बहुत दिन है टेस्ट मैच के पहले।
Time to follow up after such a great delivery. Pitching it on a length is obviously the way to go.
Why did Simon Harper get the ball to spin? Why did Simon Harper get us into trouble? Sure.
Great timing, right out of the meat of the
ball थोड़ा slow डालना था,
caressed that nicely through the gap to the boundary.
It was absolutely shell-shocked, pathetic batting. इससे मैं कैसे मतलब इतना साफ बोल सकता हूँ, because
they get full, they go short, a lot to ponder this delivery after the boundary.
स्वीप करने का तरीका, स्वीप करने का कुछ अटक करते नहीं ये लोग, because अब न्यूजीलैंड सीरीज में भी हारे थे।
Well played, it's off the middle, but it may not make it to the boundary.
You just can't hit it any better than that. Beautiful shot. No chance of the fielders.
अगर आप 2 बॉल
That was a solid shot, really well played. Ball was dropped just a little shorter, and a great shot off the back foot.
Okay. Now, as an opposition spinner,
drives it wild shot.
मतलब as a spinner that's encountering this, आपको स्कोर बोर्ड में रन चाहिए। If you have 250, 260 runs on the board, ये जो स्वीप है ना, ये थोड़ा ब्लॉक करके अच्छे बॉल डाल के विकेट निकाल सकते हैं, but if you are getting all out for 140,
tracking shot, crowd appreciating that, through the gap, and it might be full.
आपको भी
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
And when I say pathetic batting, there is no ability trusting the defense. Tristan Stubbs got out defending badly. मतलब
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length still the key.
के गया, स्लिप में आउट हो गया, बट वो बंदा 400 बॉल खेला था इस टेस्ट सीरीज में। उनका जितना भी खराब डिफेंस है, he was ready to back that. He didn't have the greatest of defense. बट वो क्या बोल रहे हैं हमारा बॉलर्स को, I will continue defending this. You try and get past my defense. You have the ability to get past my defense. नहीं, हमारे पास वो ability नहीं था, we couldn't get past my defense. Eventually ended up making 94 runs. The fact of the matter
coming back into the attack has done well so far.
खेल रहे हमारे लोग, हमारे बैट्समैन लोग, to make Simon Harper earn these wickets. You tell me something, barring Rishabh Pant's ball this morning, which bounced. Of course, उसके बारे में दिनेश कार्तिक was talking very nicely as to how that ball was bowled slow and Rishabh could have gone on the back foot and he chose to take forward. These things do happen. You will get a ball to bounce and you will get out. But how many of the batters actually had a good defense? अगर आपके डिफेंस में गलतियां हैं, आप जरूर शॉट्स खेलोगे। Many times we are also at fault. When these batsmen take on the spinner and keep on लगावी, we keep saying that that's the way to play, that's his game. नहीं भाई साहब, आपको डिफेंस खेलना होगा। All great cricketers have
on the drive and beats the fielder a point, that'll run away for 4.
Here's the gap wonderfully on the offside at cover.
What is good batsmanship? Good batsmanship is mixing intent with defense. A failure of addressing our defense against spin. एक ज़माने में quality players of spin.
Well, these are the sorts of shots you just stand and admire. Gets onto the back foot and rolls the wrists to keep control and find the boundary.
I don't feel there was too much wrong with that last delivery. Just need to keep getting the ball in the right spots, and the reward will come.
हम लोग पहले भी बात किए that our first class cricket is completely controlled by neutral creators in every minute.
Atkinson coming back into the attack. They'll be wanting to improve their figures a bit. A quick wicket would do nicely.
From being laid out or dished up. But what that has done, and it was also an attempt to make India play fast bowling and seam bowling much better. The attempt is well recorded and it is a great attempt, and that is why we are playing very well when we travel abroad nowadays. Center it around good quality defense.
Lovely cover drive, but
South
straight to
Africa
extra
can
cover.
get 80 runs per session and put 500 plus on the board for you to chase in the final innings. They have actually defeated you with attritional test cricket that has to be played in India. Attritional test cricket, at least with New Zealand, they were very busy. They tried to put pressure on us. With South Africa, none of it. They played attritional test cricket, 20 runs per session, good high quality pressure building with the ball, good field sets, long spells for spinners. Temba Bavuma ने पहले इनिंग्स में तक हम बॉलिंग कर रहे थे ना, स्पिनर्स वर स्कोरिंग लॉन्ग स्पेल्स है. स्पिनर्स का लंबा स्पेल क्या होता है? 8-10 ओवर का स्पेल कम से कम. And when they were bowling, the receiving team,
Nicely played.
Simon Harbour एक इनिंग से पूरा बॉलिंग किया. Seeing that, हमारा स्पिनर दूसरे इनिंग्स में लंबा स्पेल डाली. And credit on the fourth day morning, Washington Sundar and Ravindra Jadeja bowled really well because they were given a longer spell and they could really get into the action.
That's right off the meat of the
way
bat.
Simon Harbour bowled, it is telling you that we have to raise our game in all departments, not only with the batting. Batting का sure जरूर बात किया मैंने. And अजिंक्य ने भी बताया हमारा इसमें आपको टर्निंग विकेट्स में खेलने का आदत ही नहीं है. अगर खेलेंगे नहीं तो जरूरत क्या होगी बैट्समैन?
Gorgeous cover drive, surely heading to the boundary.
You can't hit the ball much better than that. Timed it to perfection.
रणजी ट्रॉफी बहुत लोग परफॉर्म करते हैं, लेकिन अभी
This delivery just needs to be pitched up on a length. Too short and you'll get punished on this pitch.
Big question marks, and when you lose these question marks, will look even bigger. But all in all,
very good shot there.
Very disappointing because
the gap was open for them and they were happy to oblige. Picked it early, got into position well, and punched it to the boundary.
इनको भी नहीं पता है कि what is it to play inside India. अगर इंडिया में हार गए ना, what a big thing that is. Now they will all know. And they will start getting
super batting at the moment. Back-to-back boundaries, putting the pressure on the bowler to respond.
With experience, with even losing, they will get better. But what was disappointing to watch?
No. Terrible shot.
Fight करने के लिए तैयार नहीं. That was the biggest thing.
इसमें ये चीज मैं सबसे पहले ले जाता हूँ. ऑब्वियसली आपने कहा कि डिविजन की बात है, इजी. मैंने कहा कि भाई आज बहुत आसान है मैच.
Beautiful shot.
That showed great skill, lovely timing. The boundary was the only place that ball was heading.
या फिर जो नेचुरल स्पोर्टिंग डिफरेंस होता है वो पोस्टमार्टम डिफरेंस भी करता है. और दैट्स व्हाई आई थिंक इट्स द बिगर पिक्चर.
Yes, it can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes, though, you just have to accept it and move on.
taken for granted टेस्ट क्रिकेट for South Africa में एक टीम हमारी मैं उस समय ऑस्ट्रेलिया में एज ए रिपोर्टर चलो मैं बोल सकता हूं कि मैं व्हाइट बॉल कवर कर रहा हूं. लेकिन इंडियन क्रिकेट में साउथ अफ्रीका में वर्ल्ड टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप आई है. हम क्यों जिनको रेगुलर कैप्टन फ्रॉम व्हाइट बॉल
The spectators here at the moment absolutely captivated by what they're watching.
गौतम गंभीर हमारे कोच वहां क्यों हैं? ये सारे हमारे इंडिया में आके
Perfectly timed.
इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर है. हमें साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ हर हाल में
flowing drive through the covers
कॉम्बिनेशन
to
क्या
pick up
होंगे,
the
नेक्स्ट क्या होंगे, मैनेजमेंट क्या होगा, ये साथ काम थे. प्रायोरिटी करके
भाई मैं आपसे वापस इसके लिए एक सवाल पूछता हूँ. ये टीम का
So the players make their way from the field after a great session of cricket.
Nobody in my experience of having played all these years, कभी भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि कोई बोर्ड से कॉल किया और बोला आप लोग ऐसा करें. It's never been the case. When I first walked to the Gary Kasparov, then it was Duncan Richard, then it was Ravi Bhai, after Ravi Bhai it was Rahul Bhai. All the time decisions were made by team management. कि हमारा वर्कलोड ये है, इस प्लेयर को हम रेस्ट करेंगे, इस प्लेयर को टेस्ट मैच के लिए बचा के रखेंगे. तो डिसीजंस are completely the team management. सेलेक्टर लोग अगर आपको स्पॉट सेलेक्ट करने के बाद उनका भी काम खत्म हो गया. They don't even select the 11. The 11 is also with the team management. So the decision that you are talking about has to come from the captain, coach, and the team management. It doesn't rest with anybody else. So the question itself is क्या हम लोग easily या नहीं? Definitely not. अगर BCCI ने if you're talking about what you're saying
nice. Good defense.
has even slightest of merit, टेस्ट क्रिकेट के लिए मैच भी बढ़ते नहीं है. They are given it high importance. आप टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेलने के लिए आपके पास बहुत इंसेंटिव है आजकल. The board is pushing it in the right direction. First class cricket is also still being televised. First class cricket में non-GCM states को भी मौका दिया है. Elite is happening, Plate is happening. What more can you ask from the board? The only thing that can happen is अगर आप लोग ऐसा थोड़ा विकेट छूटने वाला विकेट एक्चुअली गवाजी का टेस्ट क्रिकेट के बारे में मैं पूरा तारीफ करना चाहता हूँ.
Nice solid defensive shot.
सॉलिड विकेट में बॉलिंग डालने के लिए एक स्किल चाहिए. And that skill was exhibited by Harmer to be able to extract something out of the pitch. उसने एक्सट्रैक्ट किया इस पिच में से 8 विकेट लिया, 9 विकेट लिया इस टेस्ट मैच में. लांसर ने खतरनाक बॉलिंग की. सो दे आर एबल टू एक्सट्रैक्ट बिकॉज इट इज अ गुड टेस्ट सर्विस. मैं भाई मेरे तरफ से दो चीज बोलूंगा. आई नो इट इज पेनफुल बट वी आर बिहाइंड इन द गेम. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग दैट pinning the blame on the responsibility of anybody will not work. Because this team at this point of time needs exposure, needs working in the right direction. To change anybody, tomorrow results will not change. That is not how it works. Of course, हम लोग हमेशा responsibility मांगते हैं, जिम्मेदारी मांगना चाहते हैं हम लोग. It is easy because Indian cricket में ना आजकल Indian cricket का आपको भी पता है, मुझे भी पता है there is a lot to gain. There is a lot of money involved. So वो पैसा लेने के लिए बहुत लोग तैयार है. So there will be people who are putting their hat in the ring. But the fact of the matter is, the coach cannot catch the bat and throw it back. He can only do a job. He can just talk to the players. That is all. But at this point of time, skill की कमी है, especially with respect to spin, batting against spin. I'm still telling you, on seaming wickets, we may still do okay as long as we have this potent seam attack which is Bumrah, Siraj, and so on. Tomorrow, अगर बुमराह नहीं खेलेगा, and you have a small issue with Siraj, there will be issues that will open up. I'm telling you now only because इसके पीछे हमको definitely process लगाना होगा and it needs to be planned on a large scale. South Africa also was a team that was struggling, but over the years they have managed to put block and
it is off the middle, but it may not make it to the boundary.
The WTC winners.
एक चीज जो आपने कही, एक नया सवाल करना, आई नो दैट ये प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी एक अभी क्रिकेट लेवल के हिसाब से बहुत सारे लोग सोचते हैं. हम लोग बोलते हैं इंडिया के पास इतना टैलेंट, इतने खिलाड़ी हैं, IPL है, फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट है. जब हम कैलेंडर तो वही है, खिलाड़ी हमारे अलग होंगे. हो सकता है पॉसिबली 2 या 3 ऐसे खिलाड़ी होंगे जो तीनों फॉर्मेट होंगे, लेकिन ये 15 खिलाड़ी तुम्हारा काम टेस्ट मैचेस है. क्योंकि वो टाइम आ गया कि हम एक साथ टेस्ट मैचेस भी खेल रहे हैं, वनडे भी खेल रहे हैं, T20 सांस लेने की फुर्सत नहीं है. अब यही टीम देखिए, अभी गुवाहाटी में भी खत्म होगा, फ्लाइट लेके कल रांची पहुंचेंगे, कल प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, परसों करेंगे, संडे को फिर से यहाँ पर मैच है, 3 वनडे खत्म होगा, फिर 5 6 घंटे में डिस्कस करेंगे. अब अगला टेस्ट सीरीज श्रीलंका के साथ अगस्त में है.
मैं अभी बोल रहा हूँ आपको, अगर आप श्रीलंका जाओगे, अगर उनके पास दो अच्छा
Let's see if they can get the ball up into that slot as before. It's so crucial to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure.
Let's be very clear about it. अगर हम सोच रहे हैं कि जाके it is going to be a bit of process, we'll have to wait and watch. We have to play good cricket. मैं इस सवाल के लिए जवाब देने से पहले मैं एक डिस्क्लेमर देना चाहता हूँ. Obviously मैं थोड़ा इमोशनल हूँ because it is a matter of pride. मेरे लिए वो जो न्यूजीलैंड सीरीज हारे थे ना, बहुत खुशी की बात थी.
Oh, is that a great catch? It is. Beautiful diving catch. Great athleticism. Stretched out. That's as good as you'll see.
And मेरा एक ही डिमांड था कि यार ऐसा विकेट में नहीं खेलना चाहिए. अगर हम लोग विकेट से खेले तो वी वुड हैव बीन फाइन. एनीवे दैट्स अ सेपरेट आर्गुमेंट ऑलटुगेदर. मैं आपको ये बोलना चाहता हूँ, this whole thing of having a new test team, having a separate one-day team, one separate one-point team, all that sure is a great position, great posturing for an argument. I agree. All that surely I agree. I don't deny that. But हमारे लिए ना last decade में भी, last 15 years में भी players थे जो IPL से पैसा कमा रहे थे, इतने क्रिकेट खेल रहे थे. there was surely a big paycheck. There was a lot of money still involved in the game, and we didn't have to motivate people to come and play Test cricket. It was never the question. One of the poster boys of Indian cricket was Virat Kohli, who was also the poster boy of Test cricket. He wanted it badly. So let's not write it on Virat alone here and saying there was enough and more equally stubborn, skilled players that squad took a lot of pride in these victories and they didn't want to lose. It took that team. Even now, it's not about whether I'm IPL game or Super game. It's about people with
Shot
that
just
attitude
leant
who
back
want to
and
walk
punched the
like
ball
this,
through the
saying,
offside. Through the
"Show
gap,
me.
and that'll be four.
Cross me and
That was
show
a
me how
boundary
to
the
do
moment the
this."
ball left the bat. Can't time
You
that
will have to-
any
you will have to
better.
get past me to win a
Perfection.
match in India.
How
अगर
will he
वैसा
reply?
आपका attitude नहीं है, it is very difficult because these are not T20 games.
On the
ये
drive and
T20
beats
game
the
नहीं है.
fielder
चलो
at
भाई साहब,
points.
चलो
That'll
हम लोग
run
हाथ
away
पे
for
अगला दिन
four.
रांची जाओ,
The
अगला
half
दिन
century's in
नहीं
sight. More
होगा.
shots like that,
Test
and they'll
cricket
be
में
well on their way
आपको
to
दबाव
100.
बहुत रहेगा. आपको एक सेशन डिफेंस
Just
खेल
need
के
to
निकालना
keep it
होगा.
simple,
आपको एक
line
सेशन
and
बॉल
length.
स्क्रीन पे लगेगी.
Around about that off stump or force a mistake.
You have to take it out. आपको सेशन विकेट का सेशन
Cut
मिलेगा.
away and
दूसरे
through the
सेशन
gap.
में आप
Lovely
plan कैसे
shots.
करोगे?
Might be
आपके
four.
पास options
Got
क्या है?
onto that so early.
अगर
Cut
आपको
shots
बाहर
in
वाली
front of square,
अगर नहीं
tees
मिल
the
रहा,
field
सीधा वाला
all the way to the
डाल सकते
boundary.
हैं, स्क्रीन पे बदल सकते हैं. All
A
these
good
are
contest here at the moment. 4
high
for the
skill
last ball.
questions for which
It'll
the
be
players
interesting to
must be
see how the
hungry
bowler
enough to
can
find the
respond.
answers. मैं इसीलिए आपको बोला था कि it is about hunger, it is about desperation, it is about attitude. मैच हारने में कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बस मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि जैसे बॉडी लाइन
Waits for it, cracks it away and looks to be four.
Just sheer power off the back foot. Don't need to worry about running.
Archer shouldn't be too worried about that last ball. They've got them playing their shots. Just need to stick to the plans now.
End of the over. Australia now on 341 for 6.
Atkinson having a fine day out. Brilliant bowling so far and just needs the one for a fifer. Oh, that's nice. Good defence. Nice, solid defensive shot. Dug that out well. That's right off the meat of the bat. Shot should pick up a run.